Welcome to Baker's Bantering. To my left, we got my lovely sister, Jenna Nicole Baker. I must say, Miss Jenna Nicole Jones.
Ooh. Spicy.
Eyebrows raised.
I know.
And from Kansas City, give it up for Mr. Kansas City Chiefs man, Kyle Rogers. We have him today.
Thank you, and I definitely do not play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's okay.
Well, we do love our Chiefs for
That's
sure.
right.
Is this your first time on a podcast?
It's technically not my first time on a podcast, but first time in a long time.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Well,
Good to be here.
We do have a little bit of side news this evening. Jenna, you want to get that side news out?
Yeah, I will address that. So, unfortunately, Kyle's in town. Just kidding.
Well, in this
That's
case,
not sad. That is
Rude
pretty cool.
awakening,
Unfortunately, Kyle had to be in town because Sunday morning after church, Mom got some urgent phone calls and Mimi Warren experienced a medical episode at church and was rushed to the hospital.
Very serious, everyone.
Yeah,
Very serious.
They found that she had a massive brain bleed and she will not be waking up. And it's been a really hard couple of days. And by no means did we anticipate burying both of our grandmothers this year, but unfortunately that is something that we are going to have to do. She is currently still on hospice care. Her brain is no longer functioning and she is no longer herself in any capacity, but the part of her brain that controls the respiratory system is currently still intact, and we're not really sure how long this is going to last. Kyle's here and his parents and his brother are here, and our aunt and uncle from New York are in town, and it's been a really sad and hard couple of days in the Baker house. But we are not going to focus on that today. We are still very much processing that trauma, and we will hopefully be ready to talk about that a little bit more next week, and maybe we'll get Mom and Katie back on the podcast. But
Yeah.
Mom is at the hospital today. Katie is getting the rest of her details figured out for her classroom so that she can be off and spend time with the family while we're all grieving this week. But it has been...
It's been a really tough year in Baker House.
Yeah.
First, Mimi Baker died. Well, after that, struck a chord for the wrestling community, losing Terry Flag and Bray Wyatt, and back to us again, Mimi Warren. It's been a lot right now. I do share some years for Mimi, and I'm sad she have to go. And when I heard the news about the whole thing, it's really it's kind of sad, everyone. Just let you know. Right now, I have tears in my eyes as I talk about this. It is okay to cry, but
Yeah.
it's just difficult right now. It's just difficult when you lose someone.
Yeah. But Derek decided really that he really wanted to talk wrestling today, and that we were going to be strong, and that we were going to still record a podcast today. And that was all Derek's idea. And I said, okay, if you can be strong, I can be strong. And it's not very often that Kyle is in town on a Tuesday.
No, it is not.
So we thought we would take this opportunity to have Kyle on the podcast, because Kyle has actually been a very integral part of Baker Banter. And
I'm glad you remind me, Mr. Kyle Rogers. You are killing it. Killing it with all this content. Last year's SummerSlam, wow, you were awesome.
Okay, but before we talk about SummerSlam, let me just tell our Baker Banter friends how much help Kyle has been behind the scenes.
Proceed.
Okay, thank you. So when we first started
Baker
Baker Banter, Kyle was one of the first people I called, and I knew that I was going to need his help. And Kyle has worked in the marketing and advertising world for a very long time. And he has really helped me grow Baker Banter from a business standpoint ever since we started it over 3 years ago now. He's helped me run our meetings. He's helped me with our brand deals. He's helped me with all the negotiations. Some of the behind the scenes things that you guys don't get to see when it comes to content creation is, you know, a lot of content creators work with a manager, and we have never worked with a manager because Kyle has kind of filled that role for us. And he has helped me navigate those conversations with the different brands we work with. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is a business and we got to be able to create revenue in order to continue to create cool content for you guys. And we would not have been successful without the support of our cousin Kyle here. So I thought this was a good chance to bring Kyle on the podcast and talk about some of the stuff that he has helped us with. And of course, he did go to SummerSlam with us last year.
He did. Just to let you guys know, Jen and I have this argument about the issue with the bunk beds.
The bunk bed. Okay, so let me preface this. What happened was, so Kyle did come to SummerSlam with us last year, and that was in Nashville, and we had an Airbnb, and I did not anticipate Derek being very against the bed situation that I had set up for Kyle and Derek, but there was a bunk bed, and I thought that would be easy enough for Kyle and Derek to share.
Absolutely.
But Derek was, I learned this about Derek that weekend, that Derek is not into bunk beds.
Not a fan.
And he didn't want to do that. So you and Kyle, I mean, you by the end of the weekend, you were okay.
It was fine.
Yeah, by the time I arrived, I think that that conversation had already happened and it wasn't so fresh. But yeah, Derek was much preferring a bed without another bed on top of it for that weekend.
Yeah, but you shared with Kyle.
Yeah.
And it was fun to have Kyle there at SummerSlam last year.
I did share a bed with Kyle. Told him if I was me. And one thing you don't know about Kyle, he is a really good sleeper. So I have the photo of him sleeping.
You took a picture of him sleeping?
On my Snapchat. Very long time.
A core memory.
I remember when he slept like a baby.
I do. I sleep hard. That is true.
So I think our followers would be interested in knowing kind of your career path up until this point. So why don't you touch on that a little bit for us?
Yeah. So for the last few years, as Jenna mentioned, I've been kind of in the advertising world selling ads. And so when she first called me and told me about this idea and kicking off the Baker Banter thing, I, of course, said I was happy to help as much as I could. I'm certainly by no means an expert in this kind of world, but I do talk to brands all the time. And so I was more than happy to lend, whatever sort of knowledge that I do have and chip in that way and help out. And so, yeah, I've been working in advertising, big advertising, selling ads to the big brands that you all have heard of for the last few years. Before that, I actually had my own startup back in the day, and I worked in pro sports and PR to kick things off. So I've done a bunch of different things that are somewhat relevant to content creation and having to work with companies to pay the bills and those kind of things. And so, yeah, when you gave me that call and we first talked about it, of course, I immediately volunteered to play whatever part you really needed to. And I will also say, so everyone else out there knows, Jenna could absolutely be doing all this by herself. She has those capabilities, no question. I'm really just a sounding board and someone who's there to give some feedback and some thoughts and share my knowledge. And then occasionally we play the good cop, bad cop with some people on the phones.
Yeah. So Kyle has worked for both Reddit and Snapchat. So oh my God, you're here. We have to tell the Snapchat story. Oh my God. I am just remembering this in this very moment, but I'm so glad I did. So, okay, you start it from your perspective.
Yeah. So this was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Katie was in high school and playing softball at the time, because I know that when this conversation happened, Derek was in my car with me and we were parking at the softball field to go watch Katie play softball. So she was definitely in high school.
Yeah. So I think I was in a meeting, or I was at least talking to some colleagues around a conference room table, and I get a text message and then a phone call from Jenna, and basically Derek's Snapchat isn't working. And those of you who follow along know that, Snap always eats first, and Derek really likes using his stories and all those kind of things. And so the fact that Snap wasn't working that day was a crisis moment. And he knew that I worked for Snapchat. And so he said, Jenna, talk to our cousin and figure this out. At least that's kind of the side of it that I know. And so, I'll let Jenna take over the next little bit. But I immediately attempted to help. I don't think I ended up being able to solve any problems.
Well, what we learned was, there's a reason that we started Baker Banter 3 years ago.
Too full.
Well, we started Baker Banter 3 years ago, but we didn't actually get you on Snapchat until this year, 2023.
That is true.
And back in the day, before Baker Banter, when Derek just had Snapchat, he would upload a lot of content to his Snap story, so much so that this particular day he had tried to upload so many photos, the app would not allow him to upload anymore. He would do this thing where he would take screenshots of a TV show or like a movie, like he really liked Mulan, and he would take screenshots and he would upload these screenshots to his Snap story, screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of these scenes of a show or scenes of a movie, which is part of the reason why we were not ready to let him have his own public Snap story until this year, because we did need to work on that with you and work on what was appropriate to post to a public Snap story. And we needed to work on the fact that posting screenshots like that is a copyright issue. And to have a public Snap story, you can't be posting screenshots of copyrighted content like
Disney
TV
would not be
shows.
a big fan of that.
Yeah. But this specific day, he had posted so many items to his Snap story that Snapchat would no longer let him post anything else within a 24-hour time period. And he was pissed.
Yes. So they let me know this. I did, start messaging some people inside the company, and what I later found out, which some people knew, but frankly, some of my other colleagues also did not know, was that at least at that time, there was a limit on the number of things and how much content you could post on your story. And people in the company actually didn't know that was the case, but Derek somehow found that limit. So he did something that was pretty unprecedented that day. And that was the reason that Snap had stopped working for that time period.
Yeah, because you reached the limit that Snapchat didn't even know existed.
Well, I'm pretty lucky for that.
Solved the problem for them. Good job.
Did my best. We couldn't take away the cap. The limit was still in place, but we at least figured out what was happening.
Yeah, and once we let a little bit of time go by and some of those snaps expired, Derek was eventually able to continue posting to his very long Snap story. But am I remembering this correctly, that some of the people that worked for Snap, like once you started telling them what was happening, they're like, oh, we know this guy?
Yeah, I do believe someone on the product side had like somehow come across this account that was posting like this volume on the regular basis, and was able to realize that was the person behind that account.
Yeah, so Derek was the one that was reaching this limit that Snap didn't even know was existing. Because you've always wanted to be a content creator, I guess, right?
Probably.
Yeah, you've always wanted to put your stuff out there and tell people what you think. Even before we had Baker Banter, you were reaching the Snap story content capacity.
That is true. That's very accurate. Like, what you guys thinking about Mulan, getting told about these crazy ladies?
You really liked that scene of Mulan taking a bath.
That is true.
It sounds inappropriate, but maybe it was, but it is in the movie. It's that scene where she's, they're giving her a bath, and this is what we'd have to work with. Well, honey, I've seen worse. And they're getting her ready for her, like, whatever that day is that she has to, like, get ready for. And he would, oh my goodness. And he would also post WWE videos up on his Snap story and people fighting from WWE things. Of course, this was before we even started Baker Banter. He was posting WWE to his Snap story.
But we must say, ever since the public Snap profile has come out, you haven't done that, right? So, like, you have evolved how you post, which you've learned a lot while we've been doing this, huh?
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I've been learning. There's not inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, he has been learning, and now that you do have a public Snap story, you're pretty responsible with it, and you do a good job.
If
And
you want to know what Derek is eating, you can definitely see it on the public Snap story.
I really like his use of the filters.
Yeah.
It is Baker Banter on Snapchat, by the way, if you're not following us on
What is your
Snapchat.
favorite, Jenna? What's your favorite?
My favorite filter?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
That devil one you always seem to use with the crazy eyes and the devil horns. That's a pretty funny one whenever I see that.
I'll still remember the first time I discovered that. I was sitting in my frat house back at Mizzou, and they're like, just hold on to your face and you'll see something. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it was like the puking of the rainbow. I'm like, what did they just do to me? Oh my God. And now obviously they've transformed into all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, so when I worked at Snapchat, I would sell some of those. So if you ever saw one that a brand did, so if Disney ever did one of those filters for one of their movies, I might have been the person that was working on making that. So that was the kind of thing.
That's the reason why the actors didn't believe her.
Yeah, so somebody like Kyle
Yeah.
probably worked with
Absolutely.
whoever runs the Exorcist, movie company. And that's how those Snapchats come to life, because there's somebody on the brand team at Snapchat who works with those brands and creates that Snapchat filter content.
And Friday Nights at Freddy's, and also Thanksgiving too.
Yeah, somebody that does the job Kyle used to do is selling that. What is something that, okay, so I think working at a place like Snapchat or Reddit
Now he
is
gets it.
something that a lot of people would think is really cool or would maybe want to do. If you were telling somebody who's, recently graduating or looking for a new job, like what is that job like, and what do you need, who do you need to be able to do that?
Yeah, so I've always worked in the advertising side, right? So in all of these companies, there's people that are actually building it, like building the software and the product side of what you actually use as a consumer.
The nerds.
Yeah, the smart techies. Yeah. And then there's people like me that work on the advertising side, and we work with the big companies like Disney and AT&T and all of those. And that job is a lot about having a relationship and a conversation and educating them on how this company, this platform, and these advertising capabilities work. And so that is all just about experience. And so whatever I would tell someone, if you're interested in working in one of those companies and you're in the communication space or you're interested in being in marketing, the best thing honestly to do, whether it's right out of school or if you're in some other industry and you want to switch into that, is actually to go find an advertising agency. Those are the companies that help make a lot of those ads and come up with the strategies behind the stuff you see on TV or in these apps. And it's an amazing experience, and you learn all sides of the industry. And then once you've done that, companies like Snapchat or Reddit, we recruit a lot of people who are in those advertising agencies to come and work and do the kinds of jobs that I did. Not many people start doing that as like their very first job. It's often something you've done a couple of other things in the industry and have a little bit of experience. And then, those sorts of places will hire you away.
And you did
Just
that
like-
too. You worked in an advertising agency first.
That's
Just
right.
like the Nut too, right?
The Nun too. Yeah, that's another Snapchat filter that you like to use.
Oh yeah, Jenna was a scary little nun. And you were a pretty cute nun.
Thanks, Derek.
Scary and cute. You
Yeah.
get
I
all at
know.
once.
Scary
It's
and
quite the
cute.
combo.
Right.
I was a nun too. I was grieving, and the picture. How about that? I was like, I'm a man.
I'm a nun. You're funny.
I still have that.
That's like the one time we were on the airplane and he saw the nuns. And oh my God, what did he say? He said,
You mean like?
I respect the ladies in the awesome gowns. That's what he
You
said.
said that to them?
He said it to the nuns
Oh, that's nice.
while
How-
bowing his head and giving them prayer hands.
How
Yes.
did they
What
respond?
I was say, what was their reaction?
I think they laughed and they said hello, and I think it was okay.
Hopefully.
But I don't really know how they felt about it. We were on an airplane. And he said, he just, you know how he is. He just says things and you're like, oh, wow, you said that. Okay. That was one of those times, but it went over well on TikTok. TikTok thought it was funny. I respect the women in the awesome gowns. That's exactly what it was.
Did none TikTok think it was funny? I feel like they've got their own kind of separate part of the TikTok world.
We didn't get a whole lot of hate on the video, so I figured it was good enough since we didn't get. I was a little nervous we might get
Sure.
hate, but we didn't get hate, and everybody thought it was pretty funny. So
Yeah, I think I respect lots of things. Like, for example, I believe in God. I believe in Lord and Jesus, and especially angels, as well as especially the nuns. Like, absolutely great. And in fact, I think I saw the nun in a store one day, and that was really cool.
Did you say hi to her?
Yeah, I did. I said, "Hi, how are you?" And she's like, "Hi, how are you?" And we got friends.
So you just respect religious people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, that's good.
I'm not Jewish, but
Ellis is Jewish.
he is. If you guys are Jews out there, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Pretty cool.
We do have a lot of Jewish friends, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yep. Yeah.
Especially Katie's ex-boyfriend. And no, it's not.
I was gonna say I don't think her ex-boyfriend was Jewish, so I'm not sure where we're headed with this. Who? I don't even know who you're talking about.
This.
The man was in the concert with Katie.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Middle school concert.
Oh. We're going
Middle
way-
school?
Way back. This is a deep cut.
Those don't count anymore.
Are you talking about? I don't even know who you're talking about, man. Middle school?
I'm gonna bleep all these out. It's gonna sound really funny.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I said
Oh.
I don't know that.
Do we know a
I don't know that Katie dated or that he was Jewish. So my first ex-boyfriend was Jewish.
oh really? What's his name?
Well, his name. And we dated when I was a freshman in high school. That was a long time
That
ago.
makes more sense.
Actually, I think I was in 8th grade, and then into freshman year, we dated for like 3 months. It was like the summer.
Do you hold hands?
Well,
Probably. I'm pretty sure we went to a movie once or twice. You know, the movies back in the day.
The
Ice
worst
skating,
date,
the
by
mall.
way.
The ice
Those
skate.
are the big ones.
Yeah, yeah.
ice skating.
We did go to homecoming together,
Oh.
so that
That
was fun.
that was
Freshman
fun.
year
That's
homecoming.
cool.
Which?
What
Wait, was
that? After
Okay.
He went
I'm friends with.
why?
Yeah,
I was
after-
thinking, but obviously not him.
No, no, no.
These are
it
all
wasn't
getting
him.
bleeped by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Why after we do have our lives?
Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about ex-boyfriends now.
Oh, really? You have to split up our now. So
I don't
Go
think I need
ahead.
to explain anything.
I can
Definitely not.
explain.
We don't need to explain.
All right, never mind.
It's
We'll
all
keep it
good.
up.
We're gonna move on from
Are you
this. Let's talk
sure?
about wrestling.
are you sure?
I think we should talk about wrestling.
Welcome to Wrestling Weekly Wrestling Wrap Up.
Pew pew pew.
That was
Solid.
good.
You
Wow.
like Thanos? That was pretty. That was majestic.
Thanos.
That was good, bro.
Well
Okay, we're
done.
going to start with AEW today.
Are you sure?
I am sure because that's what my notes say. We're starting with Dynamite.
I bet let's do the first one and then Lee and then we gotta do Dynamite after that.
Okay, so are you talking about somebody is back on NXT?
How about let's start with me?
Let's start with you. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Here we go.
He
How
is
about
the
this?
man, according to that shirt.
So
Let's bacon it.
Derek has determined he is in a new era. What
Yes.
kind of era?
Ayo Sky era, baby.
EO Sky era. Why have you determined yourself in the EO Sky era?
Well, I am biggest fan of Ayo Sky and
And you just met EO Sky.
I met Ayo Sky backstage. Freaking cool about that.
It was very cool. So when we met Damage Control, which is the group Bailey's in, and it's EO Sky, Bailey, and Dakota Kai, we had met Bailey earlier that day with
Right.
Cricket.
Yep.
And when we met Dakota, Bailey came out and found us, and she's like, "This is the guy I was texting you about." So it was just kind of cool that she was
She was
like,
texting about you?
she was talking about Derek.
Don't talk about me.
And then the two of them went out of their way to go find EO Sky so that he could meet all three of them at the same time.
Amazing.
And
I know.
he was wearing a Damage Control shirt And we took a picture with him in his Damage Control shirt with all 3 of the Damage Control members, and it was epic.
I love
Hang
that.
it in the Louvre.
It was epic. It was so cool to meet all 3 of them.
We still haven't posted that. I need to work on that. I think I need to double check on that.
Derek, were you already an EO Sky fan before meeting, or did that make you into the big fan?
Well, to answer that question, Kyle, I was a fan of Eagle Sky. Back in 2020,
Okay.
she won the NXT Women's Championship. That's the first start of it. I was so happy when Eagle Sky to beat Rhea and also the champion, former champion, Charlotte Flair, become the new NXT Women's Champion. I was so happy for her.
So
for
EO
that
Sky
match.
at SummerSlam. So there's the Money in the Bank,
Mhm.
and the Money in the Bank at that specific event, they win the briefcase.
Yep.
EO Sky won the women's Money in the Bank, so she won the Money in the Bank briefcase. And the whole thing around
Pretty
the Money in
happy
the
for that
Bank
one.
is that whoever wins the briefcase, they get to keep the briefcase until they cash it in.
There
And
was
they
a cash-in at SummerSlam last year.
so
correct?
EO Sky, there was a cash in at SummerSlam when we were there last year. Who did that? When Kyle was there.
I think that was Austin Theory.
It was.
Austin Theory, that's
Austin
right.
Theory.
So EO Sky cashed in this year at SummerSlam,
Nice.
and Derek lost his freaking mind. He was losing his shit. It was
And I predicted she's going to cash it. And my prediction was good.
he did predict it. He was like, play the music. Where's EO's music? I want to hear it. And then next thing you know, here comes the music, and he's like, yeah, just freaking out. And yeah, so that was a big deal. And we did tell EO when we got to talk to her that Derek was absolutely losing his shit about the EO Sky cash in at Money in the Bank, or at SummerSlam cashing in her Money in the Bank contract. And she was very sweet and very nice. And she's not very big. She's a feisty little gal because she's not a very big gal. None of those Damage Control girls are all that tall.
Well, several Bailey.
But still, Bailey wasn't even. I don't
Are you
know
about
that
the same height as
he's
Damage Control?
definitely the same height as EO. But
Yeah.
Dakota Kai is a little taller and Bailey's a little taller than her. But I think I'm probably still taller than Bailey. But they were very nice.
Probably.
And
Well, here's a little fun fact about Dakota. She have
the knee
Hey.
brace.
knee brace.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting very concerned about that.
Is she better?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
We gotta send a message to Bailey. How's Dakota doing?
Okay, we'll see about that. So somebody is back on NXT. Tell me about that.
Mr. Wesley is back, and he's ready for vengeance.
Where did he go?
Wesley, he thinks he's done in NXT, and that was a couple years back, and now he returns last week on Halloween Havoc, and that man was vengeance.
Was it a dramatic entry when he returned?
I was so happy he returns back.
Were you dramatic or was he dramatic?
I don't know for sure.
That's
Both.
okay. I was gonna say probably both.
Could be.
Is Wesley? Did he beat Dom or did Dom beat him?
Dom beat him for the title, and I thought Wesley was done because he did have a match against Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. Did not win that championship, lost the match, and he thought he was done. Screw that. Last week he returns back. Now he wants vengeance, and he will get his vengeance on Dominic.
Oh boy,
He's coming after Dom.
He's going after Dom, and getting back was the NXT North American Championship. And I think that will happen because, Wesley, you're my boy. Welcome back. You and I, let's take it to Dominic Mysterio together.
Okay, well, that's all I have for those two things. Can we talk about AEW now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You want to talk about Dynamite, so let's do it.
Okay, so Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega got a win. That's pretty awesome stuff for that.
Who did they beat?
Don Callis family.
The Don Callis family.
Isn't
I thought
that
you liked
I
the
would say
Don
that's
Callis
your
family.
You were in that family.
Isn't that Sammy Guevara?
Probably. I don't know which two is in the Cottage family. I think it was okay. I was still in that family.
Oh, but were you happy about the Chris Jericho Kenny Omega win?
I was pretty shocked.
Oh, shocked. Okay. What about? Okay, I got this. We're gonna get this right this time. Hikaru Shida.
Sheeta, I think.
Shita.
Carol
Shita. We struggled with this one last week, Kyle.
Yeah.
What about her?
Still AEW Women's World Champion. Oh my gosh. She is the badass. Way better of Gunter right now.
Ray better than Gunther?
Yes.
Okay, if you say so. What about the Bullet Club Gold?
Yep. They're gonna win too.
You don't sound very happy about that.
No.
Why?
Assholes.
What did they do?
They beat the team of MJF and the Acclaimed.
Ooh. Those are his boys. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't very happy about that?
I am not happy with Bullet Club Gold did. I am glad Serge Robinson did not win that Diamond Ring months ago, and now is up to the AEW World Championship on the line.
Okay.
And that will be at Full Gear. And MJF, you better get your title back from that scrawny little tofu bitch.
Scrawny little tofu?
That's exactly what MJF just said to him. Now, yes.
Interesting.
Jay White,
Not the
if
tofu.
you're listening, tofu, tofu, tofu. Say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Tofu, tofu, tofu.
Interesting. This is the first I'm hearing about tofu.
Is he like afraid of soy or what?
Is he a vegan? Are they making fun of him? Like, what's happening?
That was a good one. I'm vegan. Are you a vegan, Jay White? If you
wait.
are, I've been a graze of your little beard.
Oh, boy. Okay, so you said the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn and MJF did what? So, yes, that
I'm
is
gonna need-
actually what they do. Just like this? They go like this?
Yeah.
That is what they do in the
That's so
ring.
cool.
Right.
It's a little intense.
Okay.
It's
Everyone loves the Acclaimed. Jimmy Dalian.
and
That's-
Derek
that's a power-up?
obviously thinks it's hilarious.
I love that. I love this system.
In case you missed what he said, everyone loves the Acclaimed, scissor me daddy ass, which is the Billy Gunn's nickname apparently is daddy ass.
I think I need to watch a highlight and
Yeah.
check this out for myself.
Yeah, I thought the Edge episode where they brought the bed on the ring like a long time ago was inappropriate, but this sounds way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Yeah, well, I don't know how appropriate it is, but it is funny. And Derek's funny when he does it. So the first time I ever watched it, we were on TikTok Live, and I was like, are they really doing this? It's like, is this really
Are
happening?
they really calling it this?
They were, and I was shocked. And now we've done it. So it is what it is. But so it looks like there was some stuff going on between Max and MJF.
Yep. Max hugged the legs of MJF.
His legs? Why his legs specifically?
Let's just say, Max. Do you remember Adam Cole when MJF teamed with Adam Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Max is doing the same to MJF,
Okay.
and that's the reason Max hug his legs.
Okay, and he also took a bullet for MJF?
Yeah.
What kind of bullet?
Well, Jay White was trying to hit that championship belt on MJF, shove MJF away, and he took a bullet. Do you remember?
So he took like a hit for him?
Do you remember collision when MJF pushed Adam Cole?
Okay.
When MJF got hit by Shadow Machine? That's exactly what Max did. Shoved MJF away and took a bullet.
An
For
actual
MJF.
bullet? What kind of bullet?
Yeah, what do you mean by bullet?
Championship belt.
Someone hit him.
So he took the belt?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What a friend.
What a friend. I need a friend
He's
like that
awesome.
in my life.
Yeah.
My prediction is this. Max, Adam Cole, MJF square off with Bullet Club Gold.
Okay, that's a good prediction. So let's move on to Full Gear. We've got MJF versus Jay Wyatt.
I got MJF. That little tofu bitch is going to lose.
Okay, so Jay White is the tofu bitch.
Bingo.
Okay, understood. So this AEW Full Gear, is this a pay-per-view that's coming up?
Yes. November 18th.
Okay, well here, so these are your predictions.
Yep.
Okay, so we got, let's run through these real quick. John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, AEW Intercontinental Championship. Who's got the win?
International.
What?
That's
it
what
says
she said.
International Championship.
Well, you said Intercontinental.
Okay, well, if you say so, but I don't think that's what I said. Roll the tapes.
Roll
Okay,
the tapes.
anyways,
Throwing
John
the
Moxley
challenge
versus
flag on that one.
Orange Cassidy. Which one?
John Moxley.
John Moxley, not your boy Orange Cassidy?
I do love him, for sure, but I got John for this one.
Okay. MJF versus the Guns.
I got MJF. The
Well-
gun freaks.
Scoff.
There's a little meshes. Ass boys. Ass boys. Ass boys. Ass boys.
Okay, then.
Maybe I will say that during Chicago.
Yes, we are going to hopefully go see AEW in Chicago
I'll be in
before
town.
Survivor Series,
Yeah.
so that is exciting.
Maybe I could go up to a Bullet Club Gold. I will say to the Guns, ass boys, ass boys, ass boys, ass boys, ass boys. And Jay and Jim's gonna hold them back, and I keep saying it. Ass boys, come on, boys, ass boys.
AEW loves a little innuendo, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Till that's done.
They toe the line a little bit more
That
than
sounds like it.
Yee.
yeah.
Till that's done, I'm gonna do same thing for Juice Robinson. Do the same thing for Juice Robinson. I'm gonna call him Jay's little bitch.
Oh,
Jay little bitch.
wow. Okay, so let's talk about Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. Oh,
And one for Jay White as well. Tofu.
okay. Moving on. This sounds like this is like a 3-on-3 kind of deal. So I've got Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, and Nick Wade versus Sting, Adam Copeland, and Darby Allin.
Yep. And I got Sting, Adam Copeland, and Darby Allin, baby.
Heck yeah, you do. So Sting has the paint on his
Yep.
face. Well, Darby Allin has very similar paint that he wears on his face too. We've met
Yeah.
Darby Allin. So Hikaru
Cash in that
Shida
check.
Mm-hmm.
versus Tony Storm.
I have Karo Shida for this one.
Okay, so that's for the AEW Women's World Champion. And last but not least, we have Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. I think the name Swerve Strickland's
That's
pretty
a
cool.
really
That's a good name.
Yeah.
And who do you
Yep.
got there?
Hangman Adam Page. Last time I did pick Swerve Strickland for AEW Wrestle Training.
Okay, sounds good. Hangman Adam Page it is. So AEW Rampage, we got Penta Zero Miro. Did I
Yep.
say that right?
Yes.
We
you did.
struggled with that during the notes. But we got it. We got it figured out. What happened?
I will figure that out. Anyway, Penta Zero Miro did get a win on Rampage. Big win over Commander and the other guy's name is
But it was a big win.
Big win.
Okay, and the Guns.
Also kind of win,
You don't sound as happy about that.
Salt in that
Nope.
answer,
but I can't say it is.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
I did that for the podcast, so you're welcome. You may blur the finger.
Blur the middle finger.
you can blur the finger. For
They're not-
those of you
They're not gonna
listening.
know
Beep
what's
when he
there.
says that.
Yeah.
Good.
For those of you listening, he flipped the bird after.
I love that, like, on TV, they still blur that out. It's like, we know exactly
Yeah.
what. you
Everybody knows
The
what's
only thing you
happening.
blur.
know. Exactly. It's a finger. It's not like nudity, you know.
So what about Sky Blue?
She got a win.
Ooh, you like that.
Badass chick.
Badass chick. So she's not Sky Black quite yet.
Not quite.
Mm.
She almost turned heel, but she didn't.
Derek thinks that she's going to turn heel and her
Okay.
name is going to change from Sky Blue to Sky Black.
That's the prediction?
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great prediction.
I think that's a pretty good idea,
Yeah.
too. So Daniel Garcia.
He got to win. And he just got to taser his way in of Mr. MJF.
Oh, is there going to be a little dance-off going on?
What? That didn't happen at Shark Week.
I would take Derek in a dance-off over both of them.
Absolutely.
Well, in that
100%.
case, hey, Dale, you and me, Dynamite, Dale soft match.
you know he'd hit
Dance
him with the
off.
spin on his back. That's
Yeah.
how he ends it.
Derek would have to break dance in the ring.
Think you're going to win over Dale?
Yes.
Well, if that happens, if that happens, I don't mind to wrestle him. If you want to wrestle, be my guest.
Okay, there you go. So let's talk about Collision. Swerve Strickland
Got to win.
and the Kingdom.
They got to win. My boys, the Kingdom, love you.
Love you. Darby Allin
Got to win as well.
and the Acclaimed.
They are still AEW Trio Champions.
Are you happy about this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And there's just celebrating 69 days.
69 days of what?
69 plus days.
Of what?
Keep up.
Keep up.
Keep
Jenna.
up with women.
Keep up woman. 69 days of what? As the Trios champion.
Yes.
Oh gosh,
Ah.
sorry. God, okay, my
God,
brain's
keep
not
up.
firing well
Keep up.
today. I'm sorry. I've got a lot on my mind, people. Okay, I apologize. I understand now.
You're forgiven.
I get it. Thank you for forgiving me. I appreciate that. So we got Mark Bristow, Dusty Rhodes, and Keith Lee.
They gotta win.
You sound happy about that too.
Yes, I am the biggest fan of Mark Briscoe.
So should we move on to WWE?
I think we need to.
I think we need to too.
Let's talk about it.
So explain to Kyle what happens in the Survivor Series War Game match. Is it the double cage?
Well, there's one cage and two rings.
Whoa.
And the cage goes around both rings.
Okay.
And then there's 4 or 5 people on each team.
Yes.
4 or 5.
Yes.
You
4
versus-
announced.
Ah.
4.
4 versus 4.
Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn versus Demi Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough.
Boo.
And they have to pick the fifth member will be.
So there is going to be a 5th member of each team.
But we don't know who it is yet.
The fifth member for the Judgment Day is Jimmy Uso.
Oh, that would be wild. You think
changes things.
Jimmy and Jay would actually fight each other?
Yes.
Jimmy Uso ran away from fighting Jey Uso when we were at SmackDown. Like, he could not have gotten out of that ring
he's
faster.
a little coward.
Doesn't want
He's a
a
little
part of
coward.
that.
He
Father
also
damn blood, dude.
he also struggled a little bit answering Derek's hard-hitting questions because he was not
That
prepared.
is true.
And Derek was circling him,
You were
and he was
grilling him, weren't you?
asking him the hard stuff.
I'm not answering
Definitely,
without
yeah.
my lawyer present.
Yeah.
So, who is going to be the 5th person on the Jey Uso Cody Rhodes team?
Mate.
No,
Derek Baker.
Derek Baker.
Heard it here
This
first.
guy. Sub me up, Cody.
You hear that, Triple
Sub
H?
me up.
Cody, he's ready.
Send the contract. He'll sign it.
Forget a contract. I'm ready. I'm ready to throw hands on JD McDonough.
Born
Throw
ready.
hands with Dominic. I will be the sense to him and bring him back. Before I do that, I got Rhea Ripley on my mind.
Oh.
I'd be more afraid to fight Rhea than Dom.
I agree.
Yeah, Rhea's pretty scary. So why do you have Rhea on your mind?
Let's see. We do have Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark, and I got Zoe Stark to win the Women's World Championship.
So I wrote down an exact quote from Derek earlier. He said, after we were talking about the War Games match and that he was going to be fighting with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso's team, he said, "I don't mind to put my hands on JD McDonough or Dominic Mysterio. I'm going to teach Dominic Mysterio a lesson. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler."
Wow.
That's a spoiler.
Wow.
Wow.
And
I
then-
did a little Paul Heyman thing.
Yeah, he said that was a little Paul Heyman thing. Is that what Paul Heyman says? That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
You're
So wait.
welcome, Paul.
So wait, are you a cockroach now?
I don't think so.
You know, okay, off
That is not a
subject.
prediction, Kyle.
This is
That is a spoiler.
this is off subject, but I learned this recently. I was listening to a podcast. It's Wells Adams and Brandy Cyrus. It's the Your Favorite Things podcast, but they were talking about cockroaches, and I did not
Oh my
know
God.
that.
Did you put in Paul Heyman topic?
Oh, well, I did think about Paul Heyman when they brought up cockroaches, but I didn't know that the cockroach is in the same family as crustaceans.
Yeah.
So the cockroach is in the same family as lobsters and crabs and shrimp. So when we're eating all of those things,
Yeah.
it's pretty much like eating a cockroach.
That's right.
And I was a little disturbed by that.
No more shrimp for you?
Well, I'm not a huge shrimp person, but I do love crab and lobster.
Yeah.
And
I'm
like
still eating them.
I like shrimp.
yeah, I do love a good crab leg, and I love like a lobster mac and cheese. Chef's kiss.
Mhm.
But I was a little disturbed to find out this piece of information, and the reason that they were talking about finding this out was because there was like a Fear Factor episode
Oh.
where the guy had to eat the cockroach. And he ate the cockroach, and he had a shellfish allergy.
Oh no.
And that's how they came to this realization that cockroaches were in the same animal, family
Yeah.
as lobsters and crabs and shrimp and all of those things. And I found this out last week, and it stuck
That's
with me.
horrible.
That would be a horrible way to learn that if you
Oh,
had a
yeah.
shellfish allergy.
Yeah, so Dad could never eat a cockroach. We cannot dare Dad to
You
eat a
can't.
cockroach.
He would
Because
lose on Fear Factor.
Dad has a shellfish allergy, and if we dared him to eat a cockroach, he could have an allergic reaction. So there's that.
Yeah.
They're also the only animal that can survive a nuclear apocalypse, apparently.
Yeah,
I feel like
they
I've
will
just
carry
heard
on
that
life
forever.
for us.
Yeah.
A cockroach?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've known this information since I was like 5. I don't know
But
why.
you don't know why.
I can Google it real
Yeah.
quick.
So I'm interested in Seth Rollins being a part of this War Games match. That was kind of a wild card, I felt like.
It was pretty wild card for me.
Is Seth Rollins not... is he a heel, or is he more of a good guy?
He's a good guy.
For
He's a good
now.
guy now. He's been a heel before.
He was a heel before.
But now he's a good guy, and that's why he's teaming up with Jay and Cody and
Yeah.
Sami
He's
Zayn.
returning to be the Messiah.
So do you think Kevin Owens could be another 5th member of that team, or it's just definitely Derek Baker?
Right now, it's just
Coin
me.
flip
Right now.
Yeah.
Because
I understand.
we don't need Drew McIntyre to ruin it all.
So do you think Drew McIntyre is going to be the 5th member of the Judgment Days team?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like that prediction.
Yeah.
But is Drew hasn't gone to the bad side yet, has he?
Not yet.
he
Not
can
yet.
pull it off for sure.
I think Drew McIntyre might get in there. I think it's not going to be Drew McIntyre. I think it's going to be Jimmy Uso.
Mm-hmm.
I think Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one with CM Punk.
Oh, so now you don't think CM Punk's going to be in the War Games match. You think he's going to have a one-on-one match.
Yes. And same thing with Randy Orton. Randy Orton versus Ivar.
Ivar. That doesn't sound like a very exciting match. No offense.
Jen is not into that.
That
No.
doesn't do it for me. But what about the women's War Game match?
The women's War Games match, we got Io Sky, Bayley, Kairi Sane, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Shotzi in a War Games match.
So is Charlotte Flair a heel or a hero?
Let's just say she...
I feel like she's normally a heel, but if she's paired up with Bianca and Asuka, it kind of feels like she's a good guy.
Good guy.
Okay.
But I got the other team.
Yeah, well, you've got your girls, Io and Bailey, of course. And the man, Becky Lynch.
That's
Look at
right.
that shirt.
Derek is rocking his The Man shirt. That is a shirt that Derek has had, I think, well before we started
Yeah.
Baker Banter. And I think you can kind of tell that based on how it looks. But that he has had that shirt for a very long
Got
time.
that fashionable fading going on.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
most definitely. Okay, so there's a new WWE event that's been announced for 2024 that you're pretty excited about.
Yes.
Tell me.
It's called Experience.
Experience. And where is it?
Same place, just like Crown Jewel this weekend. Do it to talk about that?
Well, I was going to get to Crown Jewel next, but let's talk about this experience.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's the same place like Crown Jewel.
Which is?
Just went to, and that is Rehan, Saudi Arabia.
Ooh, that was a pretty good pronunciation.
Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. Okay, so speaking of Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel was there this weekend.
Yes.
Our boys MJ and Maddie were both there. I saw it on Instagram.
Yep.
And I mean, so was Ray, so was all the people. So please tell me about the Crown Jewel results. I need to know.
Well, Crown Jewel results is so good. Seth Rollins beat Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. And my girl Io Sky is still WWE Women's Champion.
And who did she beat to remain women's champion?
Bianca Belair.
Oh.
Jenna doesn't like that.
I did tell Derek after we met Damage
Oh,
Control
Okay.
that and after we met Bailey specifically, like Dakota and Io were nice, but we had a one-on-one moment with Bailey.
Yep.
And Bailey went out of her way to come see us that night at SmackDown,
Sure.
went out of her way to make sure Derek got to meet the entire group of Damage Control,
That's cool.
went out of her way to make sure we got a photo together with the three of them. And Bailey posted Derek in her Instagram.
Yeah.
It was in the swipe, but in her Instagram, on the Instagram
Look at that
feed.
grin. You see it?
So I did.
That's a happy boy.
I did tell
it's fine
Derek
with that.
that I have dropped my beef with Bailey,
Wow.
and I will not continuously root against Bailey. So I do struggle when they fight Bianca because I do love Bianca, but I'm okay with
Okay.
it,
All
you
right.
know. So what else? Tell me about Ray and Logan Paul.
Well, this might shock you, and you did saw Logan Paul on my phone this weekend. Logan Paul, the new United States champion.
Boo.
Oh man, he beat Ray.
He beat Ray.
Did he
Dang it.
cheat?
Yeah, of course he did.
You did that brass knuckles like always.
He used the brass knuckles. So why are you okay with Logan Paul cheating against Ray, but you're not okay with Dom cheating against Wes Lee?
Mhm.
You have no loyalty to Wes Lee. We love Ray.
Ray's the best.
That's crazy, bro.
First of all, you said Ray over Dom. But I am okay with Logan Paul winning the championship.
And cheating, apparently.
I think Derek likes that a social media superstar is now a WWE superstar.
Do you
Oh,
see
okay.
yourself in Logan?
I think would see myself
Yeah.
in Logan Paul for sure.
That's a good
But-
call,
Yeah.
Kyle.
I think that's it.
But-
I see more Pat McAfee in you than Logan
I am
Paul.
really
I
happy
agree,
for
yeah.
I am really happy for Logan.
Social media megastar.
That's right. I am really happy for Logan Paul become the new United States champion. That's absolutely crazy.
So that means Logan's got a belt now.
Now he's got a belt,
Is that the first belt?
Yeah, that's his first
Wow.
his
belt.
first belt
That's
in the
big.
WWE. I am so happy for him.
That's huge.
I
That-
think
I
he needs to refight because
I
how
think-
are you going to win the U.S. championship in Saudi Arabia?
That's
That
valid.
doesn't make sense.
That's interesting.
Logan's first belt is way better than Dominic's first championship.
Whatever, bro. You just like hold
Such
Dom
a
to
Dom
a
hater.
he
Ah.
like holds Dom to a weird high standard. Like everybody else, it's okay, but with Dom, it's
He's my
just
brother,
like,
but
he's my brother, but
That's fair.
like I'm gonna be really hard on him. Like, that's crazy talk.
That's personal. I still love him.
Well, that's good. It's the first time you've said that in a while, so that'll be good for him to hear. Poor guy.
Just putting up this facade this whole time.
Yeah.
Really love stuff.
So is there anything else from Crown Jewel we need to touch on?
And there's about his just return.
Ooh, who returned?
Carrie Say, baby.
Oh, that's a girl, right?
Yes.
That was a question.
And
Not a correction, a question.
and Carrie helped retain the championship because no Rav wasn't looking about Bailey and getting involved or Carrie getting involved.
Distracted the ref?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she helped Io finish it off.
And
this was Bianca's return too, right? Because Bianca's been out for a little bit.
yeah.
When's our girl Liv Morgan gonna return?
I don't know.
I'm waiting on it.
As the +1 for
We need
Derek
to
at your
shake on
wedding.
her.
Remember we
We
talked
need
about
to
that.
shake on her.
Yeah, that's what somebody commented.
Oh,
One
I
of our
love that.
favorite, one of the guys that comes on TikTok Live all the time. His name's
Yeah.
Dennis. He lives in New York City actually.
Nice.
So I hope that we get up there to meet him someday. But he commented on my engagement post and said, I think Derek needs a +1 and tagged Liv Morgan. I sent it to Katie and I said, that's the only way Derek's getting a +1.
Derek, which wrestler would you invite as your +1? Would it be Liv?
Could be Liv.
Could be. Oh.
Could
Sounds
be.
like Io at the moment.
Yeah.
Io Bailey. Ooh.
Okay. Take it easy, boys.
Derek needs like a +4, +5, not just one.
Derek needs a table.
Yeah.
It's going to be Derek and 7 WWE women's
That
wrestlers.
was Derek at dances in high school.
I mean, that's true.
Nice for
When
sure.
Derek was a freshman in high school, Ellis was there because Ellis was a senior.
I was too cool to go to the school dances.
Well, but when Derek was a freshman, he would sit with all of my friends who were a year younger than me. So it'd be like Derek and all the senior girls. So
Coolest
that
freshman there.
you were the coolest freshman in the house, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, I know you were.
I was pretty cool.
It's hard to be cool as a freshman, like overall. Just-
Derek knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about SmackDown. Kevin.
Pretty cool for Carrie to return.
Oh, well, I'm happy that she returned. I'm happy you're happy about that. So, can we move on to SmackDown?
SmackDown.
So, let's talk about Kevin Owens.
He got to win over Austin Theory. I think he's okay.
That's a toss-up for you.
There's a little toss up.
You know,
Kevin Owens is my boy, and Austin Theory is my boy. So
He became a big Austin Theory fan.
I think
the
Austin
biggest.
Theory needs to be put in his place sometimes. He's got a little bit of a big head.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think it's probably good for him to lose every once in a while.
well,
And for a
sometimes
whole-
he does win every single match.
Sometimes he wins a lot, but he is a little bit of a punk. So, I think it's good for him to lose every once in a while.
Yeah, when a whole crowd chants that he's an asshole. It definitely
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
Don't you push it.
Don't you
That's 2
push
weeks
it.
in a row. I do need to back off. I'm sorry.
So what happened, Kyle, was The Rock made his return, and he was talking trash to Pat McAfee was talking trash to Austin Theory when The Rock made his return, and The Rock jumped in to support Pat McAfee, and he started a chant, and he had one half of the arena chanting "You are," and the other half would chant "an asshole," and it went on and on and on, and then he finally
because
got
The
control
Rock-
of the crowd.
The Rock runs things.
Yeah. Finally, he gets control of the crowd, and then he flips the script, and he's like, okay, now this side of the arena needs to chant "You are," and this side of the arena needs to chant "an asshole." And he could not get the crowd control back. Like, they would not stop. And it was hilarious because they would bleep the asshole part. So it's literally like you're watching TV, and it's just like, you are, you are, And it went on and on and on. I watched that part of SmackDown with him. And I was like, oh my
Amazing.
God, this is ridiculous, but kind of funny. But Austin Theory was the one taking the brunt of all that. So
I love that The Rock
Derek
is
didn't
back.
like that very much.
The Rock being back is so good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So what about Charlotte Flair and Shotzi? They were teamed up.
Yep.
Who were they fighting?
The women's tag team champions, Charlotte Green and Piper Nevins. They got to win.
Who was that second person?
Piper Nevins.
Piper
Nevins.
Nevins. Okay, and Pretty Deadly.
They got to win as well.
Yes, boys.
Yes,
Yes, boys.
So we met the Yes Boys, and they were quite the characters. And, well, it was actually kind of funny. I posted them on Instagram and then immediately had to delete it because the guy we were with was like, oh, shit, people don't know that yet. They're here yet. And so I posted it in like less than 30 seconds afterwards, had to delete it. But they were pretty funny. They hung out with us for a while. And where are they from? Britain? Did we determine that?
Somewhere in England. I can look up where specifically.
And so they thought it was pretty cool when we told them that our platform was called Bigger Banter.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, oh, banter. We like that.
Big British term.
Yeah, so they were fun. So you have here.
They're from different parts, but I guess around London.
Okay, so this is kind of funny to me because, you know, a lot of the notes that Derek sends me, it's like Kevin Owens gets the win, this person gets the win, this person gets the win. This note says Bailey almost got the win.
Almost.
So
that
who
means
beat Bailey?
So that means Bailey lost, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Bailey almost had Bianca to win because I was chanting her line. It's like, kick out, kick out, kick out.
But Bianca beat Bailey.
But Bianca has to beat Bailey. So stupid right now. Still got Bailey's back.
That's okay. All right, let's talk about Raw. Judgment Day. Who from the Judgment Day was fighting?
The New Day.
But was it Damian and Finn or?
Damian and Finn, yeah.
Damian and Finn were fighting the New Day.
Yes.
And they won?
Yep.
You didn't want them to win?
Nope.
You wanted the New Day to win?
Yeah.
Bummer. So, what?
Ignoring that one.
Alrighty. And The Miz?
He got to win.
Oh, you sound excited about this.
Very.
The Miz is going to face Gunter at Survivor Series War Game.
Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
For the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, go Miz.
Love that.
Exactly.
I think Gunther and his little posse is the most boring people to watch in all of WWE. Like every time they come out, I do like their music. It's pretty intense, but
If that's the best thing you can say.
Boring to me. Like just nothing. Even when he does talk on the mic, it's just like boring. And I just do not think that they have very many exciting qualities. And so I am all for The Miz taking the Intercontinental Championship from Gunther.
Well, here's a little prediction.
Tell me.
Let's hear it.
If The Miz beat Gunter for the Intercontinental Championship, I will run down, hop in the ring, and give that man a hug.
Okay, that's an idea. So what about the Creed brother?
The Creed players got to win over DIY and the newest members on Monday Night Raw.
Wow, so we are excited about this, I think. So what about Zoe Stark?
Zoe Stark got the Battle Royal winner, and she will face Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series.
Oh, good luck to her. I don't want to face Rhea Ripley. I know that for sure.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
I got Zoe Stark.
I am happy for you. And
I will cheer loud and proud for Zoe and make sure she kicks out after kick 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 out, kick out, kick out, kick out. Rolling out those champion. Hit that, whatever. Whatever it's called. Hit that.
hit that move.
Hit that move. And beat Rhea and become the new Women's World Champion.
So this will be at Survivor Series as well.
Yes.
So we get Zoe Stark versus Rhea, we get Miz versus Gunther, and we get 2 War Games matches. Those are what we know for sure.
Yep.
This sounds like it's going to be a pretty good pay-per-view. I'm excited.
Legit.
So tell me about Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins still World Heavyweight Champion.
Over Drew McIntyre?
That did happen at Crown Jewel.
Oh, what happened on Raw?
That happened at Crown Jewel when Seth Rollins beat Drew McIntyre. On Raw, he beat Sami Zayn.
Oh,
big week.
well, were you happy about that? You're normally a Sami Zayn fan.
I think I'm both right now.
That's fair. So,
Seth versus Sami Zayn, and I'm pretty happy for Seth Rollins.
See, that's how I feel about Bailey and Bianca.
Yeah, that's a win-win match.
Yeah.
Love that for Derek.
So, how long has Seth Rollins had the heavyweight world championship title?
That's a good question. You want to look at that, Alice?
Yeah, can we get an answer to that? Because I
been a
feel like
minute.
he's had it for a long time. Like him and Roman have both had those 2 belts. I mean, I know Roman's probably had his longer, but I feel like Seth has had his heavyweight world championship for a long time.
I bet.
According to Wikipedia, it says WWE recognizes
Talking
his-
in the
oh,
mic.
Thank you. According to Wikipedia, it says WWE recognizes his reign as lasting 219 days.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's gotta been a pretty long time. I knew it. It's at least been throughout this year.
Oh wait, 100 for I'm on cagematch.net, and they have like a running tally of these, and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion says it's going on for 164 days. So
Oh,
that's a lot.
he's had it for a while. I knew
Mhm.
that. All right. Well, I think that's all we have today, except for we have one last thing. Somebody is a free agent.
Yep. Mr. Will Ospreay.
And what is your prediction for Mr. Will Ospreay?
Well, do you remember
Am I pronouncing that right? Will you look that up?
Will what?
I have it written down Osprey.
Will Ospreay. I don't know. Ospreay.
Okay, so it's
So I
probably
would say
similar.
Osprey.
Okay, Osprey.
With
Okay.
extra letters.
And what's your prediction for this guy?
anyway, do you remember Brian Pillman Jr.?
Uh-huh. He
was
just
on-
came to NXT, right?
He came to NXT.
Uh-huh.
What after him, Jay Cargill
Oh.
was on
So is Will
on-
Ospreay another person from AEW?
NXT. Now we're getting the next free agent, and that's Mr. Will Ospreay.
So he was with AEW?
He was in AEW
Uh-huh.
and Chinese pro wrestler as well. He travels over the world, the greatest superstar. And then the last match against Jericho at On In AEW, and now he's making his big leagues in the WWE.
Okay. That's your prediction, or is that already happening?
So that is going to happen.
Okay.
So
I'm
Will
gonna call that a
Ospreay has to
prediction.
choose Raw or SmackDown or maybe NXT. My prediction is that Will Ospreay become the NXT superstar before Raw or SmackDown.
Well, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly what Brian Pillman Jr. is doing. Also, Shay Cargill as well. I think Will Ospreay is gonna do the exact same thing.
Okay. Well, that is all we have time for today. We will be in Chicago later this month. We will be at Survivor Series, and we also hope to be at AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. So we will keep you guys posted
And I will
on
say,
that.
tofu.
Oh my goodness, you're so funny. We don't have our plans completely set in stone for that, but we will keep you guys posted once we get our plans set in stone. Please keep our family in your thoughts and prayers. We are going through a tough time right now, and we can use all the support that we can get. And this was fun. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we got to talk wrestling. I'm glad you got to talk wrestling. I'm glad we had a little bit of normalcy.
Thanks
today.
for having me on.
And I'm glad Kyle got to join us.
Do you have fun, Kyle?
Had a blast.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
A blast.
All right. Find us on the internet. We are Baker Banter. Find us on Cameo. That is a great place to find a good Christmas gift. We do hope to have merch out here soon. Ellis and I
I
were going
did
to work
not
on
know it getting merch. That's pretty cool.
Ellis and I are going to work on it, but we were going to work on it today, and we decided to push that to next week because we've kind of got a lot going on. But Ellis and I are going to try to work on that next week. We're going to try to get that up and running here pretty soon so that it can be ready before the holiday season is fully in swing and upon us. But we will keep you guys posted on that. Stay tuned for that, and keep listening. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.
See you guys. Peace.
Peace.